What's up? What it do, you guys? It's your girl, Ash Brown. This is the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. You know, I talk about a little bit of anything here. It's just random. It may be just what's on the top of the dome. It may be something reminiscent of yesteryear. You just never know. Now, right now, I just had to talk about my latest obsession. I won't even say obsession because it took me like 3 days to binge watch the whole season. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the latest sensation that has been sweeping the world. I can't even just say it's been sweeping the nation. It's been sweeping the world. It is Netflix's Bridgerton. It's brought to us by Shonda Rhimes. Yes, Shondaland. And it is an epic show. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Really, really awesome show. I mean, I love shows that are back in olden times and showing different traditions and things of that nature. I really enjoy those type of pieces. Like I used to watch Rain. I always loved Once Upon a Time and stories like that go back, you know, and the costuming is all like really elaborate and just really big. But I will say this show in particular really struck me because it was from Shonda Rhimes, and anyone who watches and checks out any of her shows, you know that she has some really gripping stories. Some stories that are just, they're gripping, they're outlandish, they're going to make you think, but also they're going to have you glued to the TV. You know, look at her resume, Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. All of those were just amazing shows. And Shonda, from what I understand, she made her exit from ABC. So we're going to see less of her programming on ABC. And thank God for that, because there's going to be more of it on Netflix and other services. So I'm super excited about that and how many other shows that she's got coming. But back to Bridgerton. I don't want to tell you guys a story because if I tell you it, that just kind of spoils the fun of it. But I will say the dialogue is really awesome. The costuming is impressive. The attention to detail, the hairstyles, everything is just top notch. And I didn't have a problem watching this particular program, mostly because all of the people of color, all of the minority people that are in it, they all had like a title of some sort. So they weren't just, the servant or the slave or whatever the case is. No, they actually had titles. They actually had their own money. They actually were at all the balls and stuff. So that was really, it's empowering because I don't like to look at shows and movies where Black people and minorities are always the underdog and they're always the ones that they don't get to dress up and they don't get to be a part of it. So I love the fact that she has created such an environment within this program that celebrates all walks of life. So it's not just Black people. I've seen some Asians, I've seen some other nationalities mixed up in there that I couldn't really decipher exactly where they were from or what their origin was. But that's okay. That's okay. I still recognize and see, wow, they're actually doing a lot more to be inclusive. And I really love that about the show. The stories in the show, absolutely incredible. Absolutely. Without giving away too much of Bridgerton, the theme of the season is families getting their daughters ready to be courted and eventually married. So while we've heard about these stories throughout the years, I can't really recall really ever seeing it play out. And so I don't know if this is exactly how they used to do it or if this is something that was like reimagined and they kind of added their spin to it. But it was very fascinating. I found myself really pulled in from episode 1. And I binge watched it for like 3 days, y'all. Like, right, I believe it came out on Christmas and I just could not watch it. It's kind of crazy because now I work from home and stuff. So it's like whenever time I had a break, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to watch some Bridgerton. And I absolutely loved it. I love these timepiece settings. It really was just amazing. And the costuming, just so elaborate, just so beautiful. The language, the themes, the stories that are told within stories. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. A lot of it, I could see how some people could really relate to things of this nature and be, like, oh my gosh, I could see that happening in someone's past. And there's just, I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. I need to take my behind to bed soon. But there were just a lot of stories within stories. And I'll tell you a little something else too. Okay, I'm not giving anything away. Nothing that you're not going to find out on your own. But there is, like, I guess the Wendy Williams of that era is a woman called Lady Whistledown. And Lady Whistledown knows all of the drama, all of the gossip, all of the stuff that people, this is before, you got to remember, this is before internet. This is way before telephone. So Lady Whistledown actually has a newsletter that distributes like every week or something. And every newsletter always has some kind of juicy gossip about what's going on with people in the town, or who's doing what, or who is breaking up, or who looks like they're getting together, or what her thoughts are on. And it's, like I said, it's like the Wendy Williams of that era. Like, she's just really messy. And the whole time as you're going through the season, you're trying to figure out, well, who is Lady Whistledown? Who the heck is this lady? And by the end, you actually have a clear indication of who Whistledown is. In my theory, I don't think Whistledown is one person. They let us let us to believe that, oh, this person was Whistledown. There was a lot of moving pieces, and it was a lot more than one particular person could or would be able to take on. So that's why I feel like Whistledown is not just one person. They let us know maybe who the key player in being Whistledown is, who the main factor in being Whistledown. But there's more. I just have a feeling there's more. There's a lot more to the puzzle. There's a lot more to it. The Duke of Hastings, he's gotten a lot of attention. Yes. And for the first episode, like, I kept squinting and looking at him because he reminded me of Jesse Williams. I think it's Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. Same facial structure, same hair structure. They look like they're probably about the same height. But I could tell, like, I was like, okay, no, he's a little bit younger than Jesse. Jesse's a little bit older. This guy, a little bit fresher of a look, a little bit fresher of a face, but could absolutely play his brother in a movie. Like, if they pair them up as, like, family, they got it. It's already there. He was absolutely eye candy. I mean, that's just going and saying the obvious of it, but he was absolutely eye candy. And his story is interesting as well. So there's a lot of layers to the person that he is. Daphne is the main character that's focused on. And she just, it makes you question sometimes people's motives for things. It just makes you question. But she's one of those that I kind of wanted to, like, throw her through the TV or something a couple times, because she was doing some stuff that I was like, you know what, Daphne, you could have not did that. You could have kept that. You know what, you didn't need to do that. Why did you do that? That was not a smart thing to do. So you're going to have a couple of those moments as you're watching it, as far as, maybe Daphne is not as bright as we thought that she was. There are a host of supporting casts that are around, and I believe that everyone played their role played their role quite well. And I thoroughly enjoyed this season. I might even rewatch it when I got some time, because I really was like, oh my gosh, my favorite part about it too. So there's just a lot of outlandish big costuming that happens because they have a whole bunch of like balls and events that's going on, and in those times you have to be made up. You cannot not be at the ball. You cannot not do these things. So they're at these balls and stuff, and if you're listening close enough, you can hear modern songs put to orchestra. And I thought that was so amazing. Like, I heard "Thank You Next." I was like, oh my God, that's Ariana Grande. Thank you next. Like, it was really awesome to hear it in a classical type of setting like that. I really loved it. I would actually buy a soundtrack. Shonda Rhimes, what are y'all doing as far as that soundtrack goes? Because I would buy the soundtrack. I would. It was definitely a different take. Overall, love the series. You're going to have parts in it where it's kind of like, this is questionable, Ash. Overall, great series. I loved it. Maybe you'll love it. I say give it one episode. If it doesn't hit you or strike you on the first episode, then yeah, it ain't for you. But I don't know, if you like a good watch, if you really like a good watch, I think that first episode is really going to pull you in. So that's basically what I got to say for today. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. It's been a crazy transition with everything that's been going on, and everyone that's been showing me love and support. I thank you. I love you, and keep pushing forward no matter what. There's always going to be an obstacle. There's always going to be a hill to climb. There's always going to be something. You might as well just get used to it. Buckle up. Hold on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Anyways, I love you, love you, love you. Love you guys. Thank you for all the downloads, the shares, the cares. Makes a huge difference. And, of course, check out ashsaidit.com if you feel like browsing, perusing some stuff. And I'm so sorry. I'm going to take my butt to bed. I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.